out there? Oh, didn't see you there. It's me, Strega Mama. You know, I would go out and play, but I have my hat, my scarf, and only one mitten. But that reminds me of a story. The Mitten by Jan Brett. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, his grandmother, Baba, did not want to knit white mittens. "If you drop one in the snow," she warned, "you'll never find it." But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally, Baba made them. After she finished, she said, "When you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens." So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled. But when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. It started snowing, but the owls were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be, but what animal would argue with a bear? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged to many times its size, but Baba's good knitting held fast. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten, silhouetted against the blue sky. As he ran to catch his snow-white mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First, she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she saw that he still had his new mittens. The end. Hi, welcome back! I hope you enjoyed the book. And now I thought it might be fun to show you some interactive ways to bring the book to life. Before we start, I'd like to show you my ciao chart. Ciao in Italian means hello and goodbye. Here I've made a chart of 6 circles, and each circle represents something different. The red heart is a hug. The orange hand is a wave. The yellow hand is a high five. The green hand is a fist bump. The blue hands are shaking hands. And the purple is just a hello. I'm gonna choose orange hand today. Hi. So, in order to bring our book to life, I've taken some flannel and I covered a canvas. And this is my felt board. Then I took some felt, white felt, to make our mitten. Remember this from the book? I cut it up and you can attach it right to the flannel and it sticks like magic. Pretty cool. Then I brought some little animals that I printed out on regular paper and glued some more felt to the back. That way, when I stick it onto the mitten while I tell the story, it comes to life. Our hedgehog friend in the mitten. Our badger buddy in the mitten. Another fun thing you can do is Velcro your mitten together. That way, when you're telling a story and each animal goes inside the mitten, when the bear sneezes, all the animals, just like in the book, come flying out! Another game you can play with felt again is match the mitten. Take different colors of felt, and you can do this on your felt board or you can just do it on the floor. It's fun either way. Take one, hide the other in a pile, and you have to find the matching mitten. Once you find the match, put them together. Purple, purple, together. Then when you found them all, you win! Another game you can play is called Find the Snowflake. Take a tiny circle of felt, tell whoever you're playing with to turn around and don't peek, and hide the snowflake behind one of the mittens. Then see how long it takes for them to find it. If you're looking for another fun game, get some cotton balls or white pom-poms. They're easy because they're not a real snowball and you can still have a snowball fight inside. A song you can sing that has to do with winter is called The Snowy Pokey. It's kind of like the Hokey Pokey, but it has to do with snow and winter. So I like to put on my fake mittens and sing, you put your left mitten in, you put your left mitten out, you put your left mitten in and you shake it all about. You do the snowy pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. And for the last song, it's called the Snowman Song, or maybe the Hungry Little Bunny Song. And this you can use hands to play. Make your snowman, and then you point to your carrot nose, and you have a hungry little bunny. So if you can, sing it with me. I had a little snowman, he had a carrot nose. Along came a bunny, and what do you suppose? The hungry little bunny was looking for some lunch. He ate the snowman's carrot nose. Nibble, nibble, crunch. Thanks for joining me. And if you like The Mitten by Jan Brett, you might also like The Mitten by Alvin Trissell. Check it out at your local library. Do you guys remember when we talked about the chow chart earlier? The funny thing about chow is it means hello and goodbye. I think I'm gonna say goodbye with this. Goodbye. Now I think I'm gonna go find that other mitten and go play outside.